Imagine the year is 1943. A young soldier crouches in a muddy trench, his feet cold and soaked, fighting not just the enemy but the relentless earth itself. For him, dry feet are a distant luxury, survival measured in inches and moments. Fast forward to 2026. A modern soldier stands on a windswept ridge, her boots engineered for comfort and waterproofing. Yet after days of rain, a familiar dampness creeps in. Technology meets its match against nature. How is it that after 80 years, the problem of wet feet persists? The W3 soldier's M1943 boots held a secret, not complex chemistry, but natural materials and simple, repeated care. This tale of two soldiers shows that progress isn't always a straight line. Sometimes, in chasing the new, we forget the wisdom of the old. The story of the W3's boot is about resilience, resourcefulness, and a forgotten relationship with the things we depend on for survival. The M1943 Service Combat Boot, or two-buckle boot, was built for toughness, not perfect waterproofing. Thick, rugged leather made it durable and field manageable. In contrast, today's boots use synthetic marvels like Gore-Tex and Cordura, promising flawless waterproofing and breathability. On paper, the technology is perfect. A microscopic membrane keeps water out, lets sweat escape. But the old leather boot, with care, often proved more reliable. Leather molded to the foot, its water resistance renewed with each treatment. Modern boots, though lighter, are fragile. A single puncture ruins the membrane forever. The old boot worked with nature, using materials that could be maintained and strengthened. The new boot tries to defeat nature with a perfect barrier, but perfection is fleeting. The W3 boot accepted imperfection, allowing for repair and resilience. It was a system built for the real world, not just the lab. The secret of the M1943 boot was rough-out leather. Tough, fibrous, and placed on the outside. Unlike polished leather, rough-out absorbed abuse and held up against cuts and scrapes. Its napped texture was perfect for soaking up waterproofing treatments, drawing waxes and oils deep into the leather. This created a barrier against moisture that was part of the material itself, not just a surface coating. The boots looked rugged, even primitive, but their beauty was in their performance. Designers understood that the strongest part of the hide was the one nature made to be tough. By turning the leather inside out, they created boots that could withstand the rigors of war. Function came before form, and the result was unmatched durability. The rough-out boot was a triumph of practical design. The other half of the secret was dubbing, a waxy, oily compound soldiers worked into their boots. This ritual was more than maintenance, it was a bond between soldier and gear. As wax was rubbed in, soldiers inspected their boots, catching small problems before they grew. Each application made the boots more water-resistant and supple. A new boot was stiff. A well-cared-for boot became a personal shield. The process was field-maintainable. Boots could be dried, re-waxed, and restored after soaking. No fragile membrane, just robust material and a repeatable process. This gave soldiers control over their fate, empowering them to maintain their gear. The boot grew with its owner, shaped by use and care. It was a system built for survival, not disposability. Modern boots rely on a thin, factory-sealed waterproof membrane, EPTFE, sandwiched between layers. When new, it works perfectly, but the membrane is fragile. Grit, flexing, or a sharp rock can puncture it, and once breached, the boot fails completely. Unlike thick leather, the membrane can't absorb damage or be repaired in the field. Water gets trapped inside, turning the boot into a soggy liability. The high-tech solution, when it fails catastrophically. Soldiers can't fix a punctured membrane. There's no field repair, no wax to reapply. The result, total dependence on a fragile system with no recourse but to endure or replace. The modern boot is superior in the lab, but often inferior in the chaos of the real world. The loss isn't just physical, it's a loss of empowerment. The shift from maintainable leather boots to disposable synthetics mirrors a broader cultural change. The WW boot was built to last and be repaired. Its Goodyear welt allowed for resoling, extending its life. Modern boots are glued together. Once the sole wears out, the boot is finished. This isn't accidental. It's a business model built on disposability. The art of repair, once common, is now rare. We're conditioned to replace, not fix, even critical gear. This mindset has seeped into military equipment. Initial performance is prized over long-term durability. The connection between user and object, forged through care and repair, is lost. We generate waste and lose self-reliance. The move away from repairability is a move away from resilience. The WW Combat Boot teaches us that the best solutions aren't always the most advanced. True durability comes from robust, simple designs that can be maintained and repaired. The M1943 boot was a partnership between material, ritual, and user. We must respect the wisdom of these older methods, built for survival, not convenience. The principles of robust materials, maintenance, and user empowerment are timeless. As we face new challenges, the lessons of endurance and repair are more relevant than ever. The humble, cared-for boot outlasted war and weather, carrying its soldier home. Its legacy. The most enduring things are those that can always be mended.